Good morning and welcome to Anju Asks. I'm here today with Dr. Annabelle at GIIS. Welcome. Hi. Today we're talking about how to choose a primary school and what makes this level of education so transformative for our children. So we're looking to the future for our little ones. And I'd really like just to start right off the bat, what ages are we actually looking for with these primary children?
Hello everyone. Thank you for accommodating us today. So early years would start from 3 years old until 11 years old. Yes.
Right. So that's quite a range. So we're really like building foundational education here. So what does great primary education look like in today's world? Things are moving fast.
Yes, there's a lot of really great options out there. And back in the day when I was in elementary school, I had one choice, and that's the community school. But now I see a lot of offerings from international and local perspectives. But I do feel that at the end of it all, it's really looking for the best school that suits your needs as a family. I do feel as a primary school educator for 26 years that the children are highly capable. And it's my job to make sure that I take out the fringe and let them shine through. I have a very high regard for the children's thoughts and opinions, and I do feel that a school should be able to allow that environment to flourish for the children.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And flourishing can mean academics.
Yes.
GIIS is great on that level, absolutely. But what else are we looking for beyond academics in terms of helping children to flourish?
I think you should be looking for a school that is ready to embrace futuristic and progressive learning frameworks that are currently available out there. I want a school that is very research focused, meaning they know what is best for the children, and context based, meaning they understand the context of the child and develop a challenging environment to really make them independent in their inquiries. I believe the children should be able to play, should be able, especially in the primary school, should be able to make sense of the world around them through play. And we inquire through play. Sometimes parents do not understand it or may have forgotten it already. They made sense of their environment just by touching it and manipulating it and playing with it, proving theories through, dropping and running. And many times parents actually stop their kids from doing that. Excuse me, but I really feel that we should find a school that will allow that to happen for the kids in a safe environment. And I want to remind my dear parents that inquiry is at the core of learning. And if children are not provided an avenue to inquire, to ask questions, look for answers themselves, that I think learning might not progress as it should.
Right. So you're really looking for somewhere that allows the child to lead themselves where they want to go.
Correct.
And encourage that self-inquiry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I think that's when the most exciting conversations happen with children.
Yes.
When you let their mind run free.
Yes, correct. I remember there was a child who said, Miss Annabelle, something dropped. And I said, okay, what do you think about it? Miss Annabelle, this happened, that happened. I said, what do you think about it? I just ask those questions. Say, what do you think about it? And you'll be surprised by how the children interpret the world around them. And you'll be able to assess really their understanding based out of that. Just simple question of what do you think about it?
Yeah, that's a great tip. And something I love to do is switch around that why that we get as parents all the time.
Yes.
Switch it up. But what do you think? I love that. Okay, so when we're talking about children who are transitioning from kindergarten, it can be a delicate phase.
Yes.
How, as a school, do you help those children with that transition to primary?
I only know primary school education, so that's my training. So I find that if I get the best teachers in grade 1, that they get to transition into primary schools more smoother than, many typical schools would want their best teachers to be in the 5th grade, at least if you're a primary school.
Okay.
And I decided to shift and make that happen for my 1st grade and find the best teacher in grade 1. Invest in resources for the grade 1 teacher. And I realized that helps and kickstarts the progress of primary school much better than just any, I don't want to say regular teacher in the first grade. I'm actually teaching grade 1. I just
that's
want to say
exciting.
that as part of our Bridge program here at
Great.
GIIS. So Bridge program is a 3-month dedicated program for children from kindergarten moving to primary school, and in 3 months they'll just be in grade 1. By April, when we start academic session of that year, they'll go to grade 2. So it's just a 3-month program for the first grade.
Right.
So we had to do a research-based framework for our grade 1 kids, and I am teaching grade 1, including my vice principal at GIIS, also teaching grade 1 here to support in that Bridge program.
That's so exciting. I love that. So you're really nurturing them, supporting them to your optimum capacity when they're arriving in primary, to really give them that best push forward. And that confidence is so important, right?
Yes, of course.
So talking about that and a sort of holistic overview, how can schools and parents work together to really support each individual child's journey through primary?
I do know that, especially the new parents, they're very worried about, their children going to school. In early years, there's a lot more focus on one-to-one. Parents are highly active in the engagement in the early years, but you have to slowly lose that control around primary school and almost disappear in middle school. That's just a fact of life. But I do want the parents and the school community to work very closely together in creating that smooth transition. Many times the parents feel that, I am not anymore involved in the learning of the child. And I think you'll have to find a school that will allow you to still be very involved in the development of, child, of the child. But at the end of the day, would also be looking for you as partners in education. So we believe that if the parents are involved in the classroom, if we have parents who are engaged in the classroom discussions, and even in helping us with curriculum development, the child development is much smoother.
Right. So it really is that partnership, looking for that open level of communication between the prospective teachers, staff there, and really evaluating that ongoing relationship you're going to have with them so that you can
feel it.
Yes.
So you have to constantly speak with your teacher, speak with your principal, come to school, have a look at what we're doing in the classroom. You can feel it. The feeling of safety will only just be there if you can see us do the work.
Absolutely. I think you have, the first point is you have to be visible, right? So if they're there and you're able to see them, speak to them, touch them, feel them, then that's a really good sign, right? So what is one thing that you wish more parents knew or thought about when they're looking for a good primary school?
We have all gone through school, and that's really wonderful, because at least we have a benchmark of the best practices that we have gone through. But life has now evolved into a much more global approach. What I mean is there's a lot of collaboration that's happening between schools. There's a lot of collaboration between countries, even in developing curriculum frameworks. So there has to be that open collaboration with the parents as well. So many parents still feel that, no, let them just do their thing. And many schools will also say, no, let us do our thing. But here at GIIS, we don't do that. We believe that our parents and our students have a lot of voice in the decision making at the school. We are there as a community builder, and I believe that we also have a responsibility as a school to help our parents understand what is going on, because there's a lot of confusion in the world. We're all confused, but let's work together. Let's study how to make all of this happen. At the end of the day, the only benefit will be for our children.
Right. So I'm hearing you say that this is a community.
Yes.
It's not just a school. We're all in this together to move forward. And that actually works really well to move into my last question, which is, how do you see sort of education changing in the future? How do we future-proof? How do we prepare our primary children for what's ahead?
I think it's still very challenging. But we should not take our eyes out of the target, and that is academic excellence, well-being, and community involvement. Those are the 3 target points for me. A community that also helps in building the larger community and, of course, our country. We need to always research. We need to update ourselves. We need to upskill our teachers. We also need to help our parents to understand that these challenges are normal. And if we make a mistake, it's all right. It's a safe environment for mistakes. Let's just continue to work together as a community.
Yeah, so working together, moving forward,
Yes.
not being
Research-based.
Yes, not being afraid to make mistakes.
Correct.
Take action, do things.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And move
And
forward.
be happy in the end of all of that. You know, because that's sometimes difficult to find out.
That's so true. And I love that note to end on. Thank you so much for speaking with
Thank
us
you, Anju.
today.
Thank you so much.